Not long ago, I witnessed an amazing story. For me, it was simply a shock. In a moment, I felt like I was about to boil like a kettle. Last Wednesday, a friend of mine came over with Alex. We had been helping each other out since our high school days, but in the last few months, I would say a year and a half, we had grown apart. He started living with his girlfriend and didn't have much time for me, so our meetings became infrequent and short. And then, out of the blue, he showed up at my house with suitcases. "Help me," he said. "I need a place to stay for a few days." "Will you take me in?" he asked me. "Sure, come in. Stay as long as you need." He quickly unloaded his things. I set him up on the couch, found bedding and all the other little things. I warmed up the pizza and got ready to listen to his story. And he told me a very interesting story that led him to me. Alex had a standard 8 to 5 work schedule. He would get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, go to work, and repeat this routine 5 days a week. His girlfriend, on the other hand, had shifts sometimes at night and sometimes during the day. After her night shift, she would come home early in the morning after Alex had left and go to sleep. Or maybe she wouldn't sleep. Who knows after such events? On the eve of the events, Alex's boss called and said he needed to pick up some documents from an office just around the block from Alex's apartment. This had to be done by 10 a.m. Alex agreed to do it. The task was quite profitable for him. The office where the documents were was just around the corner, so he could sleep until 9 in the morning. Since Juana worked the night shift, Alex set his alarm for 6 to 8 and went to sleep. He figured an extra 2 hours of sleep wouldn't hurt anyone. Around 7:30, Alex was awakened by the sound of voices. At first, he thought it was the neighbors shouting, or maybe people arguing under his window. But no, the voices were coming from his own apartment. My buddy put on a robe and went out into the hallway. He usually walked around the house naked, but he thought maybe the neighbor had come over to see Juana. As it turned out, the scene was quite different. Right there in the hallway, he saw his girlfriend in an embrace with a man. They didn't notice anything around them. Her dress was already up to her neck, and his shirt was partially unbuttoned. "Maybe I should make some tea?" Alex suggested. Finally, Juana realized that her friend was home. She began to straighten her dress and tried to say something. "You're here? I thought you were at work. And why are you home?" "Well, I'm also wondering why I'm home when you have such plans. Please forgive me. I'll leave now so as not to disturb you." Juana's lover took a moment to recover from the shock, then hurriedly gathered his shoes and left the apartment. Alex got dressed, took care of his errands, delivered the documents to his boss, and requested time off for family reasons. He had to explain the reason. His boss understood and granted the time off, so he came back, packed his things, and came to see me. The next morning, Alex's phone rang. I accidentally overheard his conversation with his ex. She got right to the point, asking him to send money for the rent. "I just paid for the month earlier this week." "Just live comfortably until a TRID number," he replied, about to end the call. But then a complaint came from the other end of the line. "What about next month? What am I going to do?" His ex-girlfriend asked. "I'm not going to have enough for rent and utilities." "Well, move into a dormitory or to your mother's village. It doesn't matter," my friend replied. "Are you crazy? How can I live in a dormitory?" "Enough, we're not strangers, pay your share," Lena pleaded. "My share is at another address now," Alex replied. "Ask your morning guest. I think he owes you something." I'm even afraid to ask. "For what period?" "No, he doesn't have any. It's all taken by his wife for diapers." want to burst out, but she quickly recovered her composure. Alex, please stop. It was a coincidence. Come over, I'll make something delicious. I'm already full, thanks. Alex replied and hung up, calmly continuing to watch TV. I didn't press Alex for the details of the conversation, everything was already clear. I saw that, despite his calm exterior, he was deeply affected. He stayed at my place for 2 weeks, then found a place to live and moved out, thanking me for lending a helping hand in a tough moment.